Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today we are talking about vitamins and supplements with Matt Major. So it's a very exciting show. I'm gonna let you guys start coming on. So it's like, what supplements do we need? Why do we need them? How do we decipher which ones are the best? So I'll let you guys start coming on. Hi, hello, hello. Good morning, happy Saturday. Hello, hello. Okay, there I see Matt. So let's see if let me see if I can just send him a request real quick. Yeah, okay. Good morning, good morning. Take a sip of coffee while I'm letting Matt come on here. Today is all about vitamins. I've been having a lot of requests about vitamin supplements. So today is the day we're gonna get to the bottom of it. What supplements do you need and why? So we're letting Matt Major come on. And Matt, while he's trying to come on, is a vitamin and supplement expert who is also the advisor on my Live Young supplement line. Let me see if I can get him. Invite to join. I did that. Come on, Matt. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Okay, we've got a lot to go over here. Let me see if I can get him to come on. I'm not going to talk about Israel and Palestine right now. I did some stories on that. I constantly have something in my story on where to send aid, and this is not the platform for this right now. I've had a lot of requests on vitamin supplements, and so we are going to, okay, let's see, a few requests. Oh, here we go. Hold on. I see you, Matt. Let's see if we can get you on here. I see you. Okay, there we go.
There we are.
Hello.
Hi, Darnell.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I've had so many requests about vitamins and supplements because it's just a very confusing market. So I want to introduce everybody. This is Matt Major. He is a vitamin and supplement expert and the advisor on my Live Young vitamin supplement line. So we've been working together to kind of perfect this line for a while. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, why do we need supplements? Well, hold on for a second, because I used to believe, I'm also a holistic nutrition and health coach, along with being a gerontologist and having a double major master's in psychology. But when I first started this line, because we've revamped it, we've gone in there and just made it so much better. But before I started that line, I thought, I think we can get all the vitamins we need from our food. Isn't that the best place to get them? And then I started realizing in studying nutrition that the food that we're making these days is not the same as it was 50 years ago. And there's a lot less nutrients in them. And so what is your take on that? Why do we need supplements?
To the point you just made, exactly accurate. And I'd add one more thing. Neither is the world that we live in and the toxic load that we're exposed to every day, right? So first things first, one of my favorite resources is just PubMed. Anybody can go to pubmed.com, or I think it's pubmed.gov, but you can go there and type in, nutrient density studies in food that's growing. There's multiple 50-year studies that have been done on perhaps, say, how the nutrient density of broccoli from 1950 to 1999. And what you're going to see as a trend is that those nutrient densities go down over time, which means we're not getting the nutrients that we were 50, 60, 70 years ago out of food. And then compare that to the world we live in today with the toxins that we're exposed to every day, the things that we touch every day, right? And so supplements play a role in how we can fill the gaps from not only the nutrients deficiencies from food, but also the exposure to everyday life that we have to deal with.
Yeah. Yes. Now, the problem with our supplements that are on the market today is that, from what I gather, they're only loosely they're kind of loosely filtered by the FDA, but there's a lot more into that. So can you explain, like, what is the FDA's role in our current vitamin supplement market?
Yeah, it's kind of an odd environment. So the first thing I would say about the FDA is, depending on how you think about it, is in this industry, they're very undermanned, if you will.
Yeah.
So, you and me, we could, which we've kind of done, but we could start a supplement company tomorrow, and there's no entity that's going to test those products and say, hey, they're safe, right?
Right.
So any one of you that are on this live could, throw some sugar in a pill tomorrow and market it, and no one's going to say no until something bad happens, right? So the FDA's role is trying to do their best at managing and monitoring what's out there. But an interesting fact is the United States is the only quote unquote first world country, and I'll just use Canada as a comparison, that does not require product registration. So if you want to sell a supplement in Canada, you've got to register that supplement with the government. You've got to demonstrate its efficacy through a certificate of analysis and studies that match the claims of the bottle, and that just doesn't exist in the US. So the best supplement companies like that we're working with to manufacture these products actually can produce the data that simply verifies that what's on the back of that bottle that's sitting next to you in the supplement facts box is actually in the capsule, and we can prove that.
But that's not the norm.
That is
so
not
if you
the
go
norm.
to Costco and you're buying like a fish oil at Costco, or you're buying a multivitamin at Costco, or even Rite Aid or CVS, though not every vitamin that's on the shelf is the manufacturers aren't going above and beyond to register them like they would in say Canada.
That's right. You're dealing with two different paradigms in our supplement industry. The first is if you go to Costco, not to pick on Costco, but go any retail environment, those are going to be price-based formulations. So they have internal data that says, hey, and I always use this as an example, if we all shop at Costco, where's the fish oil located at Costco? Right when you're about to check out, usually on the right-hand side, right?
Yeah.
And it's $19.98 or whatever it is. And they know that a certain percentage of people will just snag a bottle of fish oil because it's under 20 bucks. So they're not formulating that to have an efficacious outcome. They're formulating it to match a price they know their customers will buy.
Hey, Matt, move a little bit to this side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Just because when I'd like to see your face, and I have all the questions kind of scrolling up and people coming on, so I want to make sure I can see you. Okay, so this is, by the way, you guys, I'm not somebody that pushes my own supplement line. I designed this kind of with Matt. I designed this line because I felt there was a gap in the market, and I didn't want to have to get my supplements from Canada. I want to know like what's going into my body. I'm very particular about what's going in my body because food and supplements can be medicine, but they can also be poison. And so how does this line, how does the Live Young line differ from what's currently on the market?
So first and foremost, to go back to what we were just chatting about differences, is you always want to look at a date on the bottle, right? Those dates mean something. And there's essentially three types of dates that can be on a bottle. Mm-hmm. They can be a spoiled milk date, which is 95% of the industry, and it's just going to say expiration date.
Yeah.
So if you go into like your local pharmacy or wherever and you grab a bottle and it has a 5-year expiration date on it, that's a spoiled milk date. And the reason that exists is these are, food-based products in essence, right? So they have an efficacious shelf life, or what we call stability. So the second type of date is going to be a stability date.
Okay.
And that's the products that you are using are going to either have a stability date on them, which means there's stability data of at least 2 years to back that up. So the simplest way to explain that is if there's 100 milligrams of vitamin C in that product, the way that product is manufactured is we're going to put an overage in there to account for degradation over time, so that at the end of that 2-year stability, we can guarantee the 100 milligrams is still in there, right? And so for all of you out there, when you're looking for a supplement, you should ask these questions like, hey, has this product been stability tested, right? And if you're walking the hall at the aisle at Whole Foods and you ask someone in there, has this product been stability tested? They're probably going to look at you sideways, right? What does that mean? And
Exactly.
that should be a clear indication, like, don't buy your product there.
I know, because I've asked that question before. To get even a finished goods assay, like what is actually, if what's in here, is it on the back of the bottle? Is it saying what it's true? To even get that from a company is very difficult.
Yes,
It's very difficult to do.
Because most of them won't have it. What they're going to have is their best guess of what's in there. So as an example, the manufacturer that we're working with, we not only test the product, but we test the raw materials when they come in from the raw material suppliers, right? To verify that what we actually ordered is actually there and with the percentages that we want. And if it's not, we reject it. Right? And so these are the steps that go into this. And if you're not taking those steps, okay, then you have no clue what's actually in those products. And that's what most of the supplement industry is. And that's what, sometimes we get a bad name for, because people don't get the outcomes they're looking for because they're taking a product that doesn't have what we think's in it.
Okay, I have a question from Not Afraid of 50. I love that handle. Name off what the different supplements will do for us individually, please. So I think maybe let's start with, there's so many different supplements on the market. And what I have found in working with one-on-one clients, when we start going through their supplements, is that some of them, they don't even know why they're taking them anymore. They're just like, well, I read something about this, or my friend told me about this, so now I'm taking this one, and they don't even know what they're for anymore. So what are the basics that we should all be on, basically?
It's a great question. So that was a great handle, by the way. I like that. So the way I always teach this, and my philosophy is, I break supplements into two simple categories, okay? Essential or foundational, and specific need. Now, the list of essential or foundational products is very short, in my opinion. And those are going to revolve around things like vitamin D3, vitamin K2, perhaps a multivitamin, definitely omega-3, so fish oils, okay? Magnesium. And that's kind of my list. Like, I can make an argument for a few things here, but if you just do those things from good sources, you're going to get results. And then every other product kind of fits into this secondary category where you're trying to do something above and beyond, or you're trying to treat a specific condition, right?
Right.
And so I think what we try to do with your line is keep it really simple. You don't have 100 different products to choose from. I think we did like 11 products.
11 products, yeah.
That have clear intentions.
I'm going to stop you there for a second, Matt, and let's go over what you would consider to be the foundational, what everybody needs. And listen, you guys don't have to buy my supplements. We're talking about the concept of it, and in our modern diet, what everybody should start kind of looking for in supplements, so that you understand what it is that you're actually treating. You're treating those gaps that our current diet, our American diet, and the way that our food is produced is leaving. And so they're leaving those gaps, and we're trying to fill them. So in the essentials, so we have a healthy aging essential bundle. There's 4 products in here. So we've got the NutriMax, and if you guys want a link to this vitamin line, just DM me after this supplements, and I'll send you the link. We're going to give a 25% off, because I don't want cost to be a factor here, and I want to make this accessible to everybody who's on this live. You guys took the time to be here to learn, so I'm going to give you 25% off of them with a code LiveYoung25. I think that's what we did, Matt. But just DM me supplement, and I'll send you that link, and you use LiveYoung25. So let's go over the NutriMax.
Absolutely.
This is like, you guys, I want to tell you something before Matt starts telling us about this supplement. When we first designed this line, I had all 11 products here, and there's some off camera. I can kind of like show you a little bit, but there's some off camera. But I had all 11 products with me, and so the first day I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get back on these vitamins, because we had revamped them, and I got sick. I felt sick to my stomach. And it took me, I want to say, a week. I got off of everything, and then I just started back with the NutriMax. And the NutriMax was the one that was causing me to be a little bit nauseous. It's because it's like, this is not a normal multivitamin. Tell
No,
me about this.
so much more.
I'm no longer nauseous, and this is 4 pills.
Yep.
So now I've broken them up into 2 and 2, and I feel fine. And now I'm on all, everything. But tell everybody, why is this different from like a multivitamin that you'll find in a store?
Absolutely. So first things first is there's certain supplements that you're going to feel when you take, and there's certain ones you're not, right? So if you take your K2, D3 every day, you're probably never going to notice a difference. But when it comes to a multi, I'm a firm believer, like, you should notice a difference, right? And so what makes
this?
Yes, and you did it. We had to have a talk about that because I was like, that's pretty potent stuff. So some people need to titrate up, build up a little bit so they can adjust to taking something, because it's going to impact your daily routine, your daily life, right? So what makes that product so unique is it essentially has a 30-year history, the original formula in our industry. And I won't go back 30 years, but it was originally formulated for HIV patients back in the 90s to help HIV patients learn to live with HIV. And the two things that were impacted were their immune systems and their energy, their daily energy. So how can we support our body's endogenous ability to have a robust immune system and have energy to attack the day? And that was that original formula 30 years ago. And what we did with this product is we improved it by putting activated B vitamins in there, which I'm sure you've probably touched on in the past, but we can talk about. So all the B vitamins that are in there are activated. And I'll give you a quick example. One of my coworkers he's one of those, the small portion of our population, roughly a third of the population, that can't convert unactivated B vitamins into activated B vitamins. So when you go into, a general store and you buy a B vitamin, it's also, or a multivitamin, it's almost certainly does not contain activated B vitamins. But if you take an unactivated form of B6 and you're part of that sector of the population, you're going to have detrimental side effects, and what's going on, like neuropathy, swelling of the feet, those types of things, right? So the first things that's in here that's so important is we have activated Bs. We have what's called a chelated minerals, right? And I think we're going to talk about that a little bit at the end, but looking at the actual supplement facts box and dissecting that.
Right.
But
I could do that now. I have the facts. I have the little facts box of this. And this is going to help us too, Matt, because not everybody's going to buy this line. And that's not what we're here to do. But we want to be able to understand, what are we actually looking for on a label, right? And I made it this big because a lot of times on labels, you can't, you've got to have a magnifying glass to be able to see what the heck is going on. So I printed this out so we could actually see. So we can go over this and why this multivitamin is very different. But I also want to teach people, when you're looking at a vitamin label, the facts box, what exactly are we looking at so that people can make educated choices when they're at the grocery store or Costco or wherever they're buying their supplements, and they decide to pick something up? What are they looking for here?
The very first thing I do whenever I look at any supplement, someone asks me about it, is I say, show me the supplement facts box. And what you're going to find on a lot of websites that you go to is it's really hard to find. And that is my first clue that I don't want to take that product.
Right.
So on your website, they are front and center. I actually just pulled it up and I'm looking at it. And so as an example, vitamin B6, it's listed on here. We want to, if you have a multi at home, go home and go grab your multi and look at if it has B6 in there, and then look at the form of the B6. It should be P5P. That is the activated form. What you're going to find is it's probably not. Okay. And that's a signal to you that you don't want to be taking that product. It's a cheap form. And we can go through this whole list. So as you look at this whole supplements facts box, not only do you want to know that it has vitamin, whatever vitamin you're looking at, vitamin B12, whatever it is, but what's in parentheses? Is there something in parentheses? Does it tell you what that form is? Then go online and research that form. Learn to dissect these boxes. If you're going to make the investment in a supplement, don't just trust people like me telling you it's great. Go and do your own research and dissect these boxes. And so the way this box is laid out, we actually have I'll pick on Albion Labs a little bit. So right below the quadrafolic there, you're going to see right there, there is a gold medallion from Albion Labs. Go to Albion Labs website. They are the best mineral producer in the world. Why? If you have ever taken, let's say, iron before, or a magnesium, and it's irritated your gut and you've had a side effect, that's probably because you're using a salt-based form of that mineral, meaning cheap. All of their amino acids, or all of their minerals, are bound to an amino acid, which makes them highly assimilable in the gut, so that it doesn't irritate our, right? And so we only use Albion Labs, and they're gold standard, so they allow us to put that on the supplement facts box.
Gotcha. Now I was just, that made me think about the Osteomax, which is great for bone support, and even on the package, on the actual bottle, we have K2 as MK7. That's the parentheses plus D3. And this is so important that we put it on the front of the bottle. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I remember that conversation when we designed the front of the bottle. So if you go out into the general space, what you're going to find is, maybe you read out there from somewhere that, hey, you should take vitamin K2 with your D3, right? Well, a lot of people don't mention what form of K2, and this is important because most of the K2 form in the retail space is MK4.
Right.
MK4 has a very short half-life. It's going to be dosed very, very high. You might see it in 15,000 microgram doses, and the benefit is a few hours, okay? So vitamin K2 MK7 is dosed in micrograms. There's 180 micrograms in that bottle per capsule, along with 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3. The half-life of MK7 is 3+ days. So it builds up in our systems. There's no known upper limit. And basically the way I like to explain this is, we've all been on an airplane before. We've seen the person out on the runway directing traffic for the airplane. Yeah. That's what vitamin K2 does in our body. It directs calcium of where to go and where not to go, right? And so when we take it with D3, it's critical that we take them together, not just taking high amounts of D3 on its own, because then you get to have calcium running wild in our bodies.
And what we want is, we want it to direct the calcium out of the arteries and into the bone, right? That's right. Into the bone. And we start losing bone density, in midlife. And once that starts going, that's when all the fractures and osteoporosis, osteopenia, all of those things start happening. And so I can't tell you how many people I've put this on who have a sprained wrist. I put my sister-in-law on this who has a sprained wrist. My stepdad had his hand mangled in a saw. This is what living on a farm does. But anyways, and so I'm sending him a bottle of this because he needs to regrow that bone. And so by directing the calcium from the arteries, which, cardiovascular disease, this directs it straight into the bone to create like a better bone density.
That's right.
I think that's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. And just to circle back to Nutrimax real quick, because I wanted to highlight, there's 35 raw materials in that product, 23 of which I would consider like quote unquote foundational. Okay. The 12 that are really highlighted, you're going to see on the right-hand side of the supplement the facts box. Those are what I would refer to as performance raw materials. So this is like 6 products in one. So if you've ever taken milk thistle, for instance, to support phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification, that's in here. Shilajit, which is a really fun raw material that has a lot of different uses, but it helps prevent the retention of heavy metals in our body. Carnitine, lipoic acid, NAC, you probably read about those over the last few years. Those are all in there as well, which is going to support mitochondrial health. So there's a lot of neat things in here that
somebody earlier said just put ATP there, and this is mitochondrial health. This Absolutely. Is why when you take this particular vitamin, this multivitamin supplement, you feel different.
Yes.
And I think it was that I was sensitive to in the beginning, that I had to kind of, step up to where I was taking the full amount, because you definitely feel like you have more energy. So this is not just a normal vitamin supplement. There's a lot more that's going into this. So you feel.
I could talk about this for an hour. This product. I love this product.
I could too, because that's one of the ones that I don't think I've ever, when I've been on supplements from, you know, Nature's Made and those kind of things, I don't think I've felt different on a multivitamin. This one, you feel different. And that's what we should be doing, right? If you're eating a bunch of great food, you feel better. You feel like you have energy. You feel better. We have to think about that in terms of the raw material that's going into a multi. How is the raw material available to your system, and how is your system reacting to it? Oh, thank you so much, Creative Candy. So nice. Again, you guys, if you're interested in this particular line, you can DM me supplements and you can put in the code Live Young 25 and you get 25% off of everything. We've got 3 different bundles. We have a healthy aging bundle, which comes with 4 different products, which is the cardio mask. This is the one that has the fish oil in it, and you can talk about fish oil for a second. But we've got the Neuromax, which is the magnesium that I take at night, the Osteomax, which we were talking about, which is the K2 as MK7 plus D3, and then we have the Nutrimax. So this is in the essentials. And when we were talking earlier about what do we think that we need, just in terms of foundational health, this was it. These are the products that are it. This is the healthy aging bundle. So do we want to talk a little bit, because fish oil, I mean, everybody knows, right? The fish oil is good for your heart. But tell me a little bit about the fish oil that's on the market right now.
Yep. So essentially, fish oil is a commodity product. So everyone's like, I need to take my fish oil. And we see commercials about it. We see everything. Again, we want to get into the weeds a little bit and take the right form of fish oil, the right amounts of fish oil. And we also need to understand our own health so we can make sure that we can benefit from the fish oil we're taking. So quick history, there's 3 types of fish oil out there in a nutshell. The first is ethyl ester. That form's been around for 40 years. There's no reason to take ethyl ester fish oil anymore. We don't want to take that, okay? Triglyceride form, which is essentially identical to what we would ingest from fish, so great, okay? And then the form that you're using, that we went with, is what's called a monoglyceride. And what's unique about this is that we, in this manufacturing process, actually take the first step of assimilation or digestion so that you don't have to. So why does that matter? So let's take the extreme case. Let's say you don't have a gallbladder for some reason, or you have gallstones, right? Well, taking a fish oil or eating fat in general is very stressful experience on the body, right? And so you're going to need to take another supplement of some kind to help with that. So you can take this fish oil, since we've taken that step of digestion for you, without needing another supplement to break down the fats in there, because they're already broken down, right? So we take this first step of assimilation, so you don't have to.
I love that.
So yeah, what you see is the assimilation in the body, or the benefit or the outcome goes through the roof for people that take that product. Yeah. So that's very unique in the marketplace, because it doesn't exist. Like a monoglyceride doesn't exist at Costco. It doesn't exist at Whole Foods. It's very hard to find that type of raw material.
It's very hard to find that. And if you guys have ever taken a fish oil where you didn't feel good, or it made your stomach upset, or you burped or whatever, your body's trying to digest that. But we designed something that anybody could digest, even if you have, you know, issues with your pancreas, even if you have, with your gallbladder, even if you can't break down fats, we've designed something that everybody would be able to use. So when you are at Costco, or I don't mean to keep bringing up Costco, but when you are at the supplement store, or what would you be looking for then on the actual package when it comes to a fish oil? Because if we were to look at it like this, and I didn't print one out for fish oil, but what is the thing that we would be looking for? Now, we know that ours is superior, but not everybody can afford that. So what is the criteria that we would want to look for?
So the first thing you want to look for is what we just touched on. Go look at the supplement facts. Don't read the front of the bottle. So the most common one you're going to find at Costco is 1,000 milligrams per cap on the front. And then when you look at the supplement facts, there's only 300 milligrams of EPA and DHA in it. What are the other 700? Right? They're other fatty acids that have no benefit, okay? They're just fillers. So now you're only really getting 300 milligrams of EPA and DHA. The next thing you want to look for is what form is it in? I mentioned ethyl ester. Don't buy ethyl ester. Make sure it says triglyceride somewhere on the bottle, okay? So if you want to look for an inexpensive fish oil at, let's say, Whole Foods or something, I don't think Costco even carries a triglyceride. Go look for triglyceride. and then look for something that has a good ratio of EPA and DHA to what's actually in the product. If it's 1,000 milligrams and only 300, don't buy that product. Yeah, it doesn't have a therapeutic value.
That's a
And then
cool.
the last thing is just, you know, what's unique about, you know, fish oil is that it can easily go rancid, right? And that's where we get the dreaded fish burps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the ways that we handle that in this product is this product is enteric coated. It's meant and designed to pass through the stomach and break down in the small intestine, which is where we want it to break down. We don't want it breaking down in your stomach,
Right.
because we lose efficacy. So we've kind of thought through all those steps in this product.
Yeah, because you guys, if things are breaking down in your stomach, I mean, it needs to be able to get to the small intestines where we can pull that, break it all down and pull that through our small intestines to get into our bloodstream, right? So it makes sense that we end up just excreting a lot of different stuff that we don't need. But what's, you know, to be able to look in the supplement facts and don't look in the front of the bottle. This is super important. Okay, I had somebody else that was saying brain health, because brain health is absolutely essential with healthy aging, because cognitive decline is part of the aging process. So let's talk a little bit about magnesium.
Absolutely. So I mentioned that earlier, right when we got started, that's one of my foundational products.
Yeah.
Magnesium, I think, is one of the most important things that we can take. Our body utilizes magnesium in over 300 different ways. And again, we get into the weeds here of what form of magnesium should you take. Probably.
Well, let's wait. Hold on one second. You guys, that was a key point. We are magnesium depleted in this country. We didn't used to be, but this is the change of our environment, the change of our toxic load, the way our food is grown. All of those things contribute to the fact that most of us are, just like most of us are vitamin D deprived, most of us are magnesium deprived. So whether you buy this line or not, you want to make sure you're having a fish oil for cardiovascular health. You want to make sure that you're having magnesium for brain health, and most of us are deprived. So now go ahead. Just want to make sure.
To that point, not only are we deprived, but if you're on a prescription medication, if you drink alcohol, understand that there's a yin and yang to all of these things. So you've probably all heard, like, hey, if you take a statin medication for cholesterol, you should take CoQ10. Why? And we don't need to get into the science of it, but it depletes CoQ10 levels in our body. If you drink alcohol, that depletes magnesium levels in our body, right? So understand that even if you're doing something that you think is good for you, like a prescription medication, there's probably a yang to that, and you want to replete what's being depleted by that, okay? So this is a really fun product. I actually take this product, I take most of these, but I take this product every night. So I think I touched on Albion Labs a little earlier.
I just want to have a little pause. If your vitamin supplement advisor is taking most of your vitamins every day, that's a really good sign.
That's right.
Because you don't just advise me, but the fact that you're taking this line is a really good sign. Okay,
every day.
So go ahead, Matt. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And then I want to move on to the healthy aging next level, which is like bringing it up a whole notch.
I'll make this one really quick. This is fun. There's only magnesium in this product. So first things first is, let's look at the supplement facts box when you go out and buy magnesium. If I were you, I would always look first for Albion, okay? And again, you go to Albion Labs website. They're based in Utah. They're a wonderful company. Albion minerals are key.
That's you're looking for this little symbol, which, by the way, this is required in other countries, correct? Like kind of, so this
kind of transparency.
That's because it's completely transparent. In other words, this line, even though it's going to be, it's available to everybody here, I could actually sell this in other countries because the quality, we have all those little stamps of approval. You guys, I didn't make a line that I wouldn't take myself. It was literally made for myself, and I'm like, let me share it with everybody. Okay. Okay.
So we're using magnesium malate and glycinate chelate from Albion Labs. And what's unique about this product is not only is this foundational magnesium, but it's also brain magnesium. So the magnesium threonate in here is actually designed, was created, and has been proven to go directly to the brain to support magnesium levels in the brain. Okay. So we call this brain magnesium. And you can go on, research this yourself, look up magnesium threonate. There's a ton of research out there. But what makes this formula unique is it's not just magnesium threonate. Okay. There are those other two forms of magnesium. And so what you're going to learn about mag threonate is that it can easily pass the blood-brain barrier and get into our brains. Well, all good forms of magnesium can technically do that. What's unique about this is those other two forms trick the body into allowing that magnesium threonate to get to the brain so we can feel the effect. So you can take this product in the morning and it's going to promote serotonin function, aka going to make you happy. You can take this at night, which is when I take it, and it's going to promote melatonin function.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to help you sleep, healthy sleep, without taking melatonin. Okay. The more and more research we do out there and learn about melatonin is not that great for you to take proactively, like long term. We want to support the endogenous production of melatonin, which is what this does. So in a nutshell, what's unique about this magnesium is it's got foundational magnesium, which is going to fill the role in your body that your body wants for on-demand magnesium and then storage of magnesium. And then it's going to allow the mag threonate to get directly to your brain to have the effect that we want for anti-aging, so think inflammatory, memory, all those types of things.
So if somebody is looking for a magnesium supplement, and I always want to bring this back to when people that are on here, when you guys are going out to buy a product, if you don't want to buy these products, when you're going out to buy magnesium, we've already established most of us are magnesium deficient. Magnesium is important because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. It's great for brain health. It promotes a lot of different stuff. But would they be literally looking for the threonate, the threonate on there?
If you think of yes and no, you're not going to find mag threonate in very many places. Okay. The first thing I would look for is where it's sourced from. So I'll pick on a brand we've probably all heard of, Calm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right? There's Calm everywhere. Calm is simply a magnesium citrate. What does mag citrate do? It promotes bowel movement. So if you're taking mag citrate because you think that's going to help replenish the magnesium that you're deficient in, it's not. Okay. So look at the supplement facts.
That's very important.
And look for
Say that again. If you're taking a magnesium citrate, you're not taking a magnesium in the form that is going to support brain health.
Or support any of the needs that your body wants magnesium for. There's many different types of magnesium. So in this product, there's magnesium malate, magnesium lysine, glycinate, chelate, right? Those are two critical forms of magnesium that I promise you're not going to find at a Costco or a Whole Foods, right?
Yeah.
These are high in magnesiums that your body wants and will utilize, okay, immediately. Taking a mag citrate's never going to make it into to the body's way of utilizing magnesium. It's going to promote bowel function, and that's all.
Somebody just nostalgic just said it's laxative.
There you go.
Is a laxative. Exactly. It's a laxative. So
right?
Understanding what we're looking for, when we're looking again, we want to go back to the supplement facts. We want to go to the small boxes on the back of all things, which is why you got to bring your readers to the grocery store. You need to bring your readers like when you're really, because it's not the big print on the front. It's the little box on the back. It's the little box matters. Super important. Okay, let's talk about now. We've just gone through foundational, which we know we need a really nice multi. We need something that's great for our bones. We need something that's great for our brain. And we need, something that's great for our heart. So we've covered those foundational. Now we kicked it up with the healthy aging next level, right? So this is the world that the foundation stuff I usually have covered. But it's this next level that's like, okay, we're going to live longer and we're going to feel better and look better while doing it. Let's go to the next level products. Yep. Ooh, I'm very excited about this.
So I think we started this conversation with, hey, foundational and specific need, right?
Yeah.
I can make an argument for these next three products that they're essential. But the way we built this is we really took the first four as like, hey, D3 is really essential. Omega-3s are really essential. Magnesium is really essential. How can we expand on that? And so the three products in here you're going to find are going to be really like, oh, that sounds very essential. So the first one I'll start with is eye detox. This is one of my favorite products in our that I work with. This is sourced, okay? Why do we eat broccoli, right? We all know broccoli is really good, right? Why do we take it? Well, what happens when we chew broccoli, okay? We produce a substance called sulforaphane that converts the active ingredient in broccoli, which is called glucoraphanin, into sulforaphane. And that sulforaphane is basically impossible to put in a supplement form because it immediately oxidizes, okay? So if you ever see a product out there, because they exist, that claims it's sulforaphane, it is not, I promise you. So that benefit of sulforaphane in our body has literally limitless functions. It's so good for us from a detoxification level, from an antioxidant level, all these things. What makes this product really unique is it's 30 milligrams of glucoraphanin, okay, and 170 milligrams of myrosinase. The myrosinase raw material was actually created and studied at Johns Hopkins University, and it helps to convert immediately when we ingest this, the glucoraphanin into sulforaphane by a factor of 1 to 4. So that 30 milligrams is like taking 120 milligrams of glucoraphanin. And the benefit of this product, okay, is it's going to support all forms of detoxification, okay? So it's the master controller of elimination. So if you think about, the chemicals that we're exposed to, like if all the stuff we talk about, what's in the ground, farms, just, I don't know, you're in LA driving on the 405 freeway, right? All the things that we breathe in every day, our body has to process them and get rid of them. And sulforaphane is like that master guarantor to get rid of it, among a bunch of other things. So we included that in here. This is a product you could take every other day. You could take it daily, but it's going to support that process.
Yeah. I honestly, it's just, I did a live the other day with Sheila Keneally, who talks about our toxic load and how it's, affecting everything. And in this case, it was about weight loss and how we're holding on to fat when we're, our liver is like completely full of fat because we're just have this big toxic load. I swear this is like next level. This is a real game changer, I think, in the environment that we're working in, that we're living in these days. But if somebody were to try to find, and I'm always going to come back to this because I know that not everybody's going to buy these. And I want to make sure that when you're looking for like a detox type of supplement, what is like the main thing that they want to be looking for? Let's say this isn't accessible to them and they're at the grocery store and they're looking for something that's a detox. Are they looking for, now we did a couple different things because we did an antiox mixed with a detox. And this is all in the next level, the Healthy Aging Next Level bundle, along with a Meta Health for metabolic health. Which
here's how I would answer that question really simply. Why not take things that promote your body's way to detox every single day rather than saying, I'm going to detox once a week every year, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we get into, I mentioned in Nutrimax earlier, there's Shilajit and milk thistle in there, right? Those are things that are going to specifically support phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification in our liver, right?
That's something that's super important. The multivitamin already has probably more detox than what a normal detox.
That's right. Do you know how many people I've run into that I just in my daily life that they go buy milk thistle and take it every day? Just milk thistle, right? Well, that's in there, right?
That's in this one.
That's right.
But because we've got a lot of, there's a lot of stuff that we're dealing with when it comes to our environment, we just stuck these two in here to take it to a whole other level so that all of our systems are running great. Tell me a little bit about this, the antiox.
Yeah, so that's another fun one, food derivative. So the active ingredient in this, there's only one, is L-ergothioneine. L-ergothioneine is sourced from mushrooms, And basically, this is actually a really cool new raw material. It's been around for a while, but it wasn't able to really be released on the market because it was so extraordinarily expensive. And because of things that we've been able to get a hold of it now, and it's actually a really inexpensive product.
I want to
and
interrupt
yeah,
right just for a second, because for those of you who have just joined, I did come up with a supplement line. This is the Live Young supplement line. There's a bunch of different bundles. There's an essential healthy aging bundle. There's the healthy aging next level, which is the one that we're talking about now. And I think from now until, I want to say, the new year, I'm giving everybody 25% off, because I'm not in this to make money. I really, Matt's like, what? Matt, who's my partner in this, is like, what? I really wanted products that I felt comfortable taking, and that, you know, in my line of work as a health coach, that I felt comfortable putting my one-on-one clients on. And so that's kind of how this kind of started. But from now until, I want to say, through the new year, we basically just did a launch. We're launching it right now. If you DM me supplements, I'll give you the link, and you put in the code LiveYoung25 and you get 25%. And I think also free shipping, right, Matt? I think it's also free shipping on your first order. So 25% off plus free shipping. And there's 3 different bundles. There's a healthy aging essentials. There's a healthy aging next level. And then I think we also have we have one more product coming out on that, but we have a healthy weight management, which we'll talk about later. But okay, so this product was super expensive, and now it's come down in terms of
the raw materials come way down, because it's basically L-ergothioneine is such a really intriguing nutrient that it's going to be reclassified as an essential. So you're going to start seeing it pop up in very low doses and like multivitamins, right? So what we did is we brought this on at a 12.5 milligram dose, which is one of the clinical doses at 12.5 or 25 milligrams. Simply stated, the way this product works is a source from mushrooms. It is upstream. I'm sure you've heard the term, or the raw material in our body, glutathione.
Yeah.
Right? Glutathione is this like master, awesome product. A lot of people have heard of it. It's very expensive. It works great, but the downside to glutathione is its half-life is very short. So you take it in a pill form, or you go get it in an IV, you feel great for a few hours, and then it's gone. Yeah. Well, ergothioneine works slowly, but it works upstream in our bodies. So it helps support the endogenous process of how our bodies produce glutathione. And then it takes on some of the load of the role of glutathione in our body, okay?
Somebody said people are doing IVs of glutathione. Sorry, Matt, absolutely. I don't mean to interrupt you, but when I see something, so, and also somebody asked about affiliate marketing. And if you want to do affiliate marketing with my products, listen, you'll sell them better than I will, because I want to coach people, right? And I want to make it accessible to everybody. But if you try these and you're loving them, and you're an influencer of some sort, and you want to do affiliate marketing, we could talk about that. So make sure you just DM me with that. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
What I was just going to say is, the really cool part about this raw material is it has a 30-day half-life. Okay. Wow. So it builds up in your system over time. So it's not going to work as fast, quote unquote, rescue like a glutathione one. So I saw the IV comment in there. IV glutathione is great. It's very expensive, and the benefit is very short. Okay. So this is something that you would take long term. I would recommend saying, hey, take it every day for 1 or 2 months, and then just take 3 or 4 a week, because of the half-life that builds up in your system. It's a very small capsule. You can even take 2 if you want to be more aggressive.
It's like teeny tiny.
Yeah, exactly.
These aren't big pills. Like I don't like swallowing big pills. So these aren't big pills. These are like small. Even the MetaHealth. I mean, this isn't a giant capsule.
No. Right? And to the point, our theme of the day, I think, is look at the supplement facts box, read the supplement facts box. What you're going to see on this product is we're telling you the source of this raw material, which is NNB Nutrition, and they did all the research on it. Okay, so you can go there, you can read about it. It's on Darnell's website. And another unique thing about these products is on your website. If you scroll down to each product under resources, there's going to be a sheet where you can learn about the product. The studies are referenced. Everything is very transparent.
We put it all up there, because I want you guys to not only know what you're taking, what are you putting in your body, it's super important, but also I want to give you all the information so that you can cross-check all of this and you can learn a little bit more. So, okay, go on. What are we up to now?
That's all I got on that one. I mean, again, I can talk about all these products for too long. So the last one is Meta Health. Yeah, this is a really neat product. Okay, so I think probably most people on here have probably heard of berberine, okay? For lots of different things. It's an antimicrobial. It's great for metabolic health, okay, which is how we're using it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I refer to as a second generation berberine. So if any of you out there have ever taken berberine before, you've probably all either experienced or been told you might experience GI discomfort. So berberine, because it's a natural kind of antibiotic, it goes into our guts and it kind of stirs things up. It can be a killer for infections, but it also is what we refer to as an activator of our metabolic system. So a lot of people take it that are pre-diabetic, that want to lose weight, all these different things.
It's kind of like our version of metformin.
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of did.
Absolutely.
A little metformin in here. That's better, healthier.
Exactly. And what makes this one specifically unique is it's a second generation berberine. So it's called dehydroberberine. And what's fun about this is you get none of the downsides of berberine. All the things I just said won't happen with this product. Okay. It's a water soluble product. Okay. So when it gets into our guts, it's not going to irritate our gut because it's water soluble. It's highly assimilable and it gets into our bloodstream. And then like magic, it converts into the berberine form HCl, which is what you can go buy on the market. And then it basically titrates up at a factor of 1 to 5. So this is a 200 milligram capsule, which is actually equivalent to a gram, which if you go online and research on PubMed is the clinical dose for addressing metabolic syndrome, or like you just said, kind of this natural version of metformin.
Yeah. Natural version of metformin. Okay, so that's kind of our amped up, like next level. I want to talk a little bit about because I normally put every single client that wants to lose a little bit of weight. I put them on a couple different things. One is this, the Meta Health. One is the Fiberline, which is a powder, and the other is the probiotic lean. I have two different probiotics. We have the daily probiotic. Let's talk a little bit about probiotic real quick, and then let's get quickly into some of the weight loss, natural types of weight loss. So let's talk about this really quickly.
Absolutely. So big picture probiotics. This is like
big picture. What are we looking for? Not necessarily this, because I know my stuff's this is the highest quality, and you're going to pay for the highest quality. You get 25% off now. But this, these are more expensive products. So what are we looking for in a probiotic? Because this is important, everybody. Okay, go.
So I think we started this conversation today with dates on a bottle, right?
Yes.
So probiotics are interesting because they're actually alive.
They're alive.
Right? So if you've seen a probiotic on a shelf with a 5-year expiration date, do you think like that's going to have much of a therapeutic benefit, right? And that's how we started this conversation today. So
I had to take one of my clients off of her probiotic that she'd been using for years, couldn't feel any different, and it was in a bottle at room temperature sitting on a counter.
Yep, absolutely.
That's dead.
That's the problem, right? And so your probiotics that you have there are very unique, okay? So I'll just start with what you're looking at, the delivery form. So each is delivered in an individually nitrogen purged blister pack, okay? So if you think of the weather outside, if it's 100 degrees and you have your air conditioner on and you open your front door, what happens? A bunch of hot air runs in. Every time you open up your probiotic bottle, let's say, that you buy at Whole Foods or wherever, that same experience is happening to those probiotics. Their environment's drastically changing, right? Which causes die-off, which reduces the therapeutic value. So the way these are delivered is in this extremely gentle, safe environment that keeps them stable long-term, okay? And then the same approach is applied. These are stability tested. So what's unique about that is, which one you're holding there, the daily probiotic?
This is the daily probiotic.
So the label claim on the back of there is 30 billion CFUs, colony-forming units, right?
Yep.
Well, we manufacture this. Remember I mentioned overages earlier, right? The vitamin C example. We manufacture this with 90 billion CFUs at the day we manufacture it, okay? Which allows for that to be not only shelf stable, but account for degradation over time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can guarantee, Darnell can guarantee that no matter what happens, there will be at least 30 billion CFUs in there when you take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is the claim.
Probably
Right.
more, but we guarantee. Yeah,
That's right.
we guarantee. Okay, so you definitely, when you're looking for a probiotic, if you're not going to use this line, you want to make sure that it's vacuum sealed in a blister pack, right?
Yep.
Is there any other things that work in terms of, because I used to be on a probiotic before I made my own line that I've kept in the refrigerator.
I was just going to say that if someone tells you you need to refrigerate the probiotics, that's a clear signal not to buy them. That is
I know.
1980s technology, and you don't need it anymore.
So
that,
all of your probiotics, you need to make sure that it's vacuum sealed, right?
that's right. And
Because
then they can be shelf stable.
Yeah, if you're taking something in your refrigerator, every time you're opening that up, like doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go into, because we're going to run short on time, and I don't mind going over because I think that I want to make sure that we talk about every product, and the only things that we have left are the ones that I have for healthy weight management. Yep. These are not weight loss, because I do not believe in dieting. I believe in doing things, lifestyle changes that maintain a healthy weight. So let's talk about the products for healthy weight. Fiber is our friend, folks. I've talked about this for so many years. If you want a healthy weight and you want to stabilize your blood glucose levels, fiber is your friend. Add fiber to your diet. You can add this. And this is what I'm using for clients that want to lose weight. I'm having them do 1 scoop of this in water, mix it together, and immediately mix, and then drink it, wait 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes before you eat. And the fiber mitigates the way that the sugar hits your bloodstream, causing it far less likely to be stored as fat around the midsection. So the slower that we can have our the slower that the sugar hits our bloodstream as glucose, the less chance of it being stored as fat. And fiber slows that down because it creates a mesh in our small intestines, and it slows down the absorption of sugar. So did I say everything we needed to say about that?
You said everything right. So I think if someone asks me, like, I'm only going to take one thing, like, I could make an argument for fiber.
Can too.
Right. So, and you can really work to get it in your diet if you want to do it that way. But the vast majority, if not our entire population, is fiber deficient on a daily basis. Totally. So
because
this is
processed food rips the fiber out of things. If you're adding any processed food into your body, it's causing you to eat less of the broccoli and less of the whole foods if you have a diet that has a lot of processed food in it. And processed food strips the fiber out. That's why most of us are deficient in fiber.
That's right. And so this form, this is just a highly pure, natural, soluble fiber. So like you mentioned, taking it 15 to 30 minutes before a meal, it's going to kind of expand in our stomach. So it's going to help us satiety as well, right? So it's going to fill us up. And it's a very small scoop. I don't know if you have it open, but it's a lot of the fiber on the market, like you get these big old scoops and it's very intrusive. Like, look at the size of this, right? This is why you buy quality. Okay. That's going to expand into this big kind of ball in our guts and fill us up. And then it's going to have a long-term benefit of glucose metabolism, cholesterol metabolism, healthy bowel movements, all these types of things. So
and
really
you want
easy.
to drink this right away, because I did do an experiment one time where I put it in water and I stirred it and I let it sit for like a half hour, just so you can see what it does inside, right? But you want it, when you mix this and stir, you want to drink it right away. There's no taste to it, just tastes like water with like a little bit of, I want to say, like mini boba in it. That's what it tastes like to me, like little tiny boba. But get it down fast and then wait like a half hour. Okay, so in the healthy weight bundle, we've got the fiber lean, we have the probiotic lean, which this combo is ridiculous.
Yes.
For
these two products up the line have been studied and actually work concomitantly and are recommended together and have research behind them. So probiotic lean is a really unique product. It's a probiotic, but it is a specific strain that has been researched for, I won't say the word, but for reduction of body fat mass. Okay. So basically you want to take this with the fiber, and it's going to support or promote less calorie consumption. So it's going to almost act as like an appetite suppressant. Okay. And then it's been studied in how that strain works within our guts to help how we metabolize fat and reduce overall mass.
And I'm just going to tell you how I use this, you guys. If I'm going out to dinner, or I'm going to, because my diet at home is pretty spot on. But on, I want to say, 340 days out of the year, my diet is spot on. When, the holidays, you have to live. So I eat. But here's how I use it. If I know I'm going to a friend's house or I'm going out to dinner and I can't necessarily control what is going to be put in front of me, I will start with drinking one scoop of this in a glass of water and then heading out. Because then if somebody's going to serve, something as an appetizer, cheese and crackers, and the crackers going to spike my blood glucose level, I want to make sure I have the fiber in there first, so it slows down the way that sugar hits my bloodstream. So the way that I teach my one-on-one clients, by the way, if you want to do a one-on-one session with me, just DM me the word consult and I'll get you that link. But the way that I teach them is do this before your biggest meal, wait a half hour, and then so this is in the daytime, and take this at bedtime. That's the way that I've been doing it.
I love it. I think it's great.
Right?
And then just to add on, again, from a transparency perspective, go to Darnell's website, pull up Probiotic Lean, pull up the resources. On the supplement facts box, you're going to see how are you strain shape B420, okay? That is on there. And you can literally go to PubMed and research the strain and read the data yourself on exactly what we just said. So everything is very transparent. It's easy to research, and you can look at the data and decide for yourself if you want to make that investment.
And then we also add in there, for the healthy weight loss, we add the MetaHealth, which is our version of the metformin. It's much better, but our version of the metformin. So those are the 3 products that are in the healthy weight loss. I don't think there's anything else, but I want to see if there's any questions. You guys, you know what? There's been a lot of questions. So when I post this to my main feed, which I'm going to post right after this, you can DM me supplements and I'll send you automatically the link to the website that has all 11 products on it. You can take all 11 products every day. You can. There's definitely a way to do that. I wouldn't say that I take all of the essentials every day and I take all of the next level every day. I take more of the daily probiotic than I do the probiotic lean, for me personally. And then, is there anything else? Oh, I take a hair, skin, and nails because, why not?
And I would just add on to that, for that product, I think everybody who's on this has probably heard the word collagen before. It's been marketed very well. What's fun, without getting in the weeds of that product, that actually has clinical research done that supports the endogenous production of collagen. There's no collagen in that product.
No collagen.
But it's going to support how our bodies make collagen, right?
Guys, bear with me for a second here, because you all know that I'm a big collagen drinker. I do a hydrolyzed collagen for Modere. If you want that link for collagen, just DM me collagen. I'll give you the best collagen in the world. But the combo of taking a hydrolyzed collagen with this product is like mind-blowing, because we've got the precursors now from the collagen. It doesn't work the way you think it is, where you drink collagen and it stays in that molecular formula. Our body still digests it, but we do have the precursors in our bloodstream, and then we add this. I mean, that's a 1-2 punch for collagen production. Okay, so is there anything else? I think we covered so much stuff.
We got through more than we thought.
Yeah, so DM me supplements if you want the link to this line. And remember, it's 25% off. It's only for people that are on here, but feel free to share that code with your friends and family who want, a discount. 25% off is a big chunk, plus free shipping. You use the code LiveYoung25. Matt, thank you so much for being here. I hope that everybody's learned a lot. Just as a side note, I normally do an Instagram live on Sunday as well, which is normally demo, but I am leaving first thing in the morning on my way to New York. I'm going to be on a segment of New York living that has to do with how to live to be 100. So I have a 6-minute segment on New York living, which is on the CW channel. So I will not be I'm doing an Instagram live tomorrow. I will be on a plane. I will still do a lot of stories because the way I travel on a plane is like, it's crazy. it's kind of comical, but so I will be putting a bunch of stories and I'll keep you guys posted in terms of that. But thank you so much, Matt. And I hope to have you back on again.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for that.
Bye.